Hello! I literally just got home, immediately set up my lights, immediately set up my camera because my Fairyloot box arrived! Hooray! And I'm way too impatient to wait. I want to see what's inside. I want to share it with you guys. Let's get into it. This is the March box. It is purple, as you can see, which is different because it is the anniversary box for 3 years, I think, that Fairyloot have been running, so that's very exciting. I'm a relatively new subscriber, but yay Fairyloot. And let's get into it. It's favourites themed, if I remember, so it's going to have lots of goodies that are inspired by favourite series. Oh, look at the inside! It's so cute! Okay, so as usual, we start off with our spoiler card, which confirms all the items on the back, but we're not going to look at that because we don't want to be spoiled. And also, as always, I'm going to take out some of this cardboard stuff. And the first thing that I see on top is a pair of socks that are Alice in Wonderland themed. So cute. Hi, so angles changed, lighting's changed, outfits changed, all the best laid plans laid to waste because my battery ran out and my super organised self didn't have any of my other batteries charged. So here I am, probably an hour later. I've had dinner, I've got into a jumper because I was cold. I'm going to pick up where I left off. Sorry about that. We were looking at some Alice in Wonderland themed socks, which are super cute. They're probably around about the size for me, soft, stretchy, but even though I really like them, I think I'm actually going to give these to my sister because my sister is Alice in Wonderland obsessed, and I think that she will love these a whole lot more than I will, and she'll get a lot more joy out of them than I will, so I am going to pass these along to my sister, but I do think they are super cute. Next up, we have a Fairyloot exclusive pin. So I think this is an anniversary pin. Really, really cute. So it's just a purple Fairyloot logo pin. 3-year anniversary collectible pin, it says, and that's so cute. Oh wow! Oh my god, I love this. So this is a metal bookmark with a nice tassel hanging from it. That is gorgeous. It says, I turned my nightmares into fireflies and caught them in a jar. Lanny Taylor. So I'm guessing that's from Strange the Dreamer, which I haven't actually read yet, although it is on my list of things to read at some point. But that is absolutely beautiful. My goodness, that's such a pretty bookmark. I feel like that's a bookmark that needs to be displayed as well as used. So I'm going to find a way to display that nicely on my shelves because that's gorgeous. Then we have some bookworm page tabs, and these say humour, romance, plot point, quote, heartwarming and issues, and they're just like sticky tabs that you can use if you annotate your books, which I don't annotate my books because I don't like writing in my books, but that does make reviewing my books a little bit more difficult because if I read it at the beginning of the month, by the time I come to wrap up at the end of the month, I might have forgotten specific points that I wanted to make. So these actually might be quite useful for me to make a note of some of the things that I notice in books while I'm reading. So that's really cute and useful little item. Then we have our tarot cards. So if you don't know, Fairyloot do 2 tarot cards every box, so we're working towards a collection. I have some of my others from past boxes sat up on my bookshelf, and I actually really like using them as bookmarks. I find them really, really useful for that. So these we have Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. Now I have no idea who these characters are. I think that they're from Six of Crows, but I will double check that and it will be on the screen somewhere. But they're really pretty and I really like those colours. So it's another couple to add to my collection, which I'm super happy about because I have been finding them really, really useful as bookmarks. And then we have a promotional leaflet for Sherwood by Megan Spooner, which is a book that is coming out on the 18th of April. Oh, it's actually a chapter sampler with a poster on the inside. I'm sure I've heard people mention this, but I can't remember anything about it. But it says Robin Hood is dead and the lady becomes the legend. I like the sound of that, so I might give the chapter sampler a go, and if I like the writing style I might add it to my TBR. Then we have this, which I'm not sure what this is. I think this might be a scarf, which I'm not going to be able to show you in this clip, but there will be a cutaway. But oh, that's really cool. It's got pictures of all the, I'm guessing these are all the books that have previously been in Fairyloot boxes. So we've got City, or maybe these are just favourites actually, because this is the favourites themed box, so that would kind of make sense. So I'll just read them out to you. City of Bones, Illuminae, The Ember and the Ashes, Red Rising, Throne of Glass, The Kiss of Deception, Shatter Me, Children of Blood and Bone, Nevernight, Warcross, Daughters of Smoke and Bone, Divergent, The Young Elites, Vicious, Cinder, The Raven Boys, A Darker Shade of Magic, The Wrath and the Dawn, The Hunger Games, The Cruel Prince, A Court of Thorns and Roses, Caraval, Six of Crows, Lady Midnight, Shadow and Bone, Kiss, Red Queen, and Strange the Dreamer. And that's just a cute little scarf, bookish style, and it's really soft. What's it made of? 93% viscose and 7% polyurethane. So actually I'm really happy about that, because viscose is actually, although it's a man-made fabric, it's made from natural fibres, so it is actually still good for the environment. Well, not good for the environment, but better for the environment than things like polyester. So I'm really glad that they decided to do that, and that's a really cute item. Wow. And then we actually have a paperback book in here, which I can't remember if they announced that or not, but that's really exciting. So this is Isle of Storm and Sorrow, Viper by Bex Hogan. And this doesn't say anywhere on it that it's actually an advanced reader copy, so I think it is a book that's already out. So I'll read you the synopsis. He will make me a killer, or he will have me killed. That is my destiny. 17-year-old Marianne is fated to one day become the Viper, defender of the 12 Isles. But the reigning Viper stands in her way. Corrupt and merciless, he prowls the seas in his warship, killing with impunity, leaving only pain and suffering in his wake. He's the most dangerous man on the ocean, and he's Marianne's father. She was born to protect the islands, but can she fight for them if it means losing her family, her home, the boy she loves, and perhaps even her life? A brave heroine, an impossible dilemma, an epic new fantasy trilogy set on the high seas. That sounds really, really interesting. I don't think I've actually read any fantasy recently that's set on the sea. I think the last one that I read was To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, which, although it was fantasy, it was a Little Mermaid retelling, so very, very different to this. So a reasonably floppy paperback, which I am always a fan of, and I'm tempted to even pick that up now. I literally just finished The Wizards of Once by Cressida Cowell earlier today, so I am actually needing another book to read, and quite a lot of the books on my shelves right now are on reserve for the April Owls read-along, or readathon even, and I was debating what to pick up next, so this is actually a contender. I really like the sound of that, and it's not especially long. Let me try and find out how long it is for you without spoiling myself. 382 pages, so not an especially long book, but it does sound super, super interesting. And I have to say, I do like paperback books, that's just me. Then we have the art print. We have multiple art prints. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. That is stunning. That is stunning. I'm going to have to look at the spoiler card to tell you who the artists of these are, because these are already so beautiful. The 3 stunning art prints are by @Morgana0Anagram. The art is inspired by Warcross by Marie Lu, so I'm guessing that one is from Warcross. And then there's also this one, which is also absolutely beautiful, and I'm guessing this one is inspired by The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, because he is clearly Fae, and I haven't read The Cruel Prince yet, but I do know that it's set in a Fae world, so I'm guessing that is that one. And then this last one, which is also beautiful, is inspired by An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir, and I mean, they're gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful. The art prints that we get in these Fairyloot boxes are incredible. These artists are all just so talented, and it's just really impressive and so nice that their work gets showcased in these boxes, because honestly, they're stunning. They're absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway, enough gushing about art. Now we come to the book sleeve. What do you call this? A book pouch? The Fairyloot black bag? I don't know. As always, I'm going to try and take out the items other than the book without looking at the book. So we have, as always, the bookmark, which has the spoiler cards artwork on it. We have our March Fairy Scoop, which is also purple, very cute. And then we have the artwork inspired by the book, which is very cute, with the author letter on the back. And they look like they're dressed in quite sort of Victorian style clothes, and the way they're looking at each other makes me think there's going to be some romance in this book, maybe. Let's find out what the book is. To Best the Boys by Mary Webber. I feel like this is ringing a bell, but I can't remember where I've heard of it. But one thing I do want to just mention is that it's got one of those rubbery covers, soft touch covers. I absolutely love soft touch covers. That maybe, I don't think that can just be me. I think that must be a universal thing. And it also has sprayed edges. They're kind of a greeny bluey colour, and the end papers are forest green. I'm quite liking the fact that there's like a maze design on this cover, because if there's maze trope in this book, then I'll enjoy that. There's also this forest green lettering on the naked book, which is just a nice plain black, and it is signed in green pen, which I think is a really nice touch, considering that this is all very green going on. And I will read you the synopsis. So it says, the task is simple: don a disguise, survive the labyrinth, best the boys. So yes, there is a maze, there is a labyrinth, we're on to a winner. In a thrilling new fantasy from the best-selling author of the Storm Siren trilogy, one girl makes a stand against society and enters a world made exclusively for boys. Every year for the past 54 years, the residents of Pinsbury Port have received a mysterious letter inviting all eligible aged boys to compete for an esteemed scholarship to the all-male Stemwick University. The poorer residents look to see if their names are on the list. The wealthier look to see how likely their sons are to survive, and Wren Tuller opens it to see if she can derive which substances the ink and parchment are created from using her father's microscope. In the province of Caldon, where women train in wifely duties and men pursue collegiate education, 16-year-old Wren Tuller wants nothing more than to become a scientist. As the poor of her seaside town fall prey to a deadly disease, she and her father work desperately to find a cure. But when her mum succumbs to it as well, Wren decides to take the future into her own hands through the annual all-male scholarship competition. With her cousin, Selene, by her side, the girls don disguises and enter Mr. Holmes' labyrinth to best the boys and claim the scholarship prize, except not everyone is ready for a girl who doesn't know her place, and not everyone survives the deadly maze. That also sounds really intriguing. It sounds a little bit like a mashup of Mulan and The Hunger Games, I want to say. 309 pages. So again, not a super long book, which is nice. It's nice sometimes to break up the longer books that I read with some shorter installments, especially in fantasy, because I read a lot of epic fantasy. It's usually quite long, so it is nice to get the odd short fantasy every once in a while. I'm not sure if this will fall into any of my owls categories. So, although it does have sprayed edges, so it could go into transfiguration category, which is read a book with a red cover or with sprayed edges. So I could pick this one up for that. But I have also been on a real roll with reading this week. I finished 2 books already this week, and it's Thursday night and I don't have work tomorrow because I've got booked the day off, and I've booked next week off as well. So this might be super adventurous, but usually on non-working days I can manage to read 200 pages a day if I don't have anything else planned, and I don't have anything else planned tomorrow, and I don't have anything really planned on Saturday. So maybe I will try and read both of these over the next couple of days. That might be crazy town, but if I manage it, I will put a comment underneath this video on Sunday night to let you know if I manage to read both of these books, purely because I'll be shocked if that happens. But I'm really excited to read both of these. This box, I say this literally every time, but this box was incredible. The art is beautiful. I mean, this bookmark is 100% my favourite item. Like, the scarf is beautiful as well, but this bookmark is just gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So nice. So nice. I really like the pin. My sister is going to be so excited about the socks. The scarf is awesome. The tabby things are super fun. And I mean, I already said it, the art in this box is just absolutely, absolutely stunning. Fairyloot spoil us. Honestly, these boxes are fantastic. I absolutely love this one. I am going to have to flip a coin to figure out which of these 2 books I'm going to pick up tonight. Maybe I'll just read the first couple of pages and see which one grabs me first, but I am going to read these next and probably, hopefully, fly through them this weekend. Guys, Fairyloot are killing it right now. What can I say? That's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button. I'd be so grateful. And I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks. Bye.